But even before you spread the love of God, you have to understand the love of God. And how do we understand the love of God? I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say. Read the Bible. When you read the Bible, for most of my life, reading the Bible was always a task. It was like, oh my goodness, I have to read the Bible again. Oh my goodness. It's like, I have to dedicate this time. I would try and find the shortest chapters in the Bible, try to go somewhere in Psalms and look for some 10 verse chapter and be like, oh, yep, I read my Bible. I checked the box. But recently I've been actually trying to not just read it, but to get into the word. And I know people are like, oh, get in your word, study the word. And it's like, what does that mean? How do I do that? For me, when I read the word of God, I always try and have a notebook. Obviously you see people with all these fancy looking notes, but it's not really about the coolest or the nicest, prettiest, colorful looking notes. It's just about what you get from what you read. I go through every verse. I read the verses out loud too, because you can read them in your mind, but it's easy to lose track of what you're reading. So I read the verses out loud, and I think to myself, what is a real life application of this? I've been trying to get into Proverbs lately, and I've been reading about, just about wisdom, knowledge and the application thereof, and just ways that there's so many gems of wisdom, so many good ideas, so many good concepts to live by that we can find in Proverbs. And so I read those, and I write down God is telling us this, or God is telling me this, or writing out something I need to stop doing based on a verse, or something I need to start doing more based on a verse. So try and get in the word. Getting in the word, it doesn't mean you have to, find a book of the Bible and read it in a few days, read it in a few hours, or cram a bunch of, verses and scriptures together. It's not about the quantity of what you read, it's about the quality. You can read one verse of the Bible and be able to write a whole page of notes on how that verse can change your life. And that's happened to me sometimes, but what I'm really trying to get at is the substance. Build your substance before you share.